Okay, so let's look at some more complex molecules to name. So we've gone over how we might name the parent chain and how we might name if there's one simple functional group coming off. But what happens if the functional group is on a particular part of the molecule and we need to show where it is on the molecule? Well, what we have to do is we actually have to give a number to the carbon that it comes off. Now let's have a look at this with these two molecules here. So these two molecules look similar. They both have chlorine substituents, chlorine functional groups coming off the chain. But the one on the left, and they both have 3 carbons in a row, right? So they're both chloropropane, but as we can see, they're different. This chlorine comes off the middle and this chlorine comes off the end. So how do we show that difference? What we do is this is propane, like I said. And how do we show the difference? We do the following. We number it. So I start from the end that is closest to the functional group, and in this case, in this first molecule, it doesn't matter if I start from the left or the right, but I have 1, 2, but so the second carbon, or carbon number 2, is where the chlorine is attached, or the chloro group. So when I name this, instead of just writing chloropropane, I'm going to write 2-chloropropane. Always put a hyphen between the number and the letter, okay? The next one, if we try and number this, and we number from the side that's closest to where the chlorine is attached, we only need to number the first carbon. So the chlorine is coming off the first carbon, so this is called 1-chloropropane. Now, because the names are slightly different, one is 2-chloropropane and one is 1-chloropropane, we can distinguish between these two molecules that are similar to each other. Let's have another look at another molecule. So this molecule here, we have a CH3 substituent coming off. Now let's go through and see if we can name this systematically. Let's get the parent name for this. We know there's a methyl group coming off. There are 5 carbons in a row, right? So it's going to be called pent. And there's only carbon-hydrogen bonds, or carbon-carbon single bonds, so it's going to be ane. So this is called pentane, but now remember I have to show that it has this methyl group coming off. Now what we might initially do is we might count from the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, and say it's 4-methyl pentane. But that's not how we name organic molecules, because if we were to see this organic molecule in 3 dimensions and we viewed it from the other side, it would actually be coming off the second one. And the rule here is we always number when we name so that it has the smallest possible number that we could give it. So we're actually going to number from the right hand side, because if we do it that way, then the number of the carbon the substituent is attached to is number 2. And this is called 2-chloropentane. Okay, let's have a look at the next molecule. So in this case, this molecule has 2 different substituents coming off the chain, and we have to number the chain in such a way that they get the smallest possible number, but also apart from that, once we've done that, we need to, if we have to make a choice between the chlorine and the methyl group, we need to work out which one has the higher priority for the lowest number. I'll show you what I mean by that. So we have a chlorine and a methyl functional group with 4 carbons in a row, so it's going to be bute. It doesn't have a specific functional group that changes its suffix, so it's going to be butane, right? And now we have to number it. Now which one of these two, the methyl group or the chloro group, has a higher priority? And we can see in our table here that actually the halogens have a higher priority than the alkyl groups. So the chlorine is we're going to make sure that when we number this, we're going to number it from the left, so it gets 1, 2, 3, so it gets number 2 and methyl gets number 3, and not the other way where methyl will get number 2, because chlorine is a higher priority. So if we go to number this now, we get 1, 2, 3, so we're going to have 2-chloro, 3-methyl pentane. And again, make sure that we have a hyphen in between the numbers and the letters. And also make sure that our first part of our name is right up next to the parent chain part of the name. There is no space left in between there. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Hopefully this has made you more confident with your chemistry. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or leave a comment about anything that you want to with this video or any questions you have. I'll see you later.